Okay, we are finally here. Welcome to step 7 of the GTM boot camp. This is where we get the most actionable details, we get to execution, we understand our game plan. By the end of this work, all of my clients have very clear next 3 months of work laid out for them. And I leave them in peace after getting them to hit their heads over. Just think more creatively, dig deeper, ask more whys. This is where execution and operations happen. So this is the race car growth framework, great for consumer and consumer tech companies. It's from Lenny Rachitsky. I have already linked his Substack to the Start Here page or sheet on the GTM canvas. If you had paid attention to the resources, you would have already seen it. Now, what you'll notice here is that the growth race car growth framework has some parts. The idea really is if it's a race car, there are different parts to it, and your business is like that. There are some things that you use to kickstart it into action, some which help you set the growth engine, some get you turbo boost, some get you lubricants, etc. etc. For GTM, we look at kickstarts and growth engines. Everything else comes for later scale, but we will talk about these two because this is really where you do your 0 to 1 journey. You start with your kickstarts, which is also called cold start in tech parlance, and your growth engine, right? So there are 7 kickstarts essentially identified for you. These are literally the only things that happen. Everything else is creative thinking within this. And then there is 4 growth engines that are set up for any consumer or consumer tech company, and we'll talk about each of these. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about the growth engine systems. Okay, now you need to have SEO done, and it's not because everyone's been doing SEO for so long. It's also because search has changed. SEO is not SEO anymore. It also includes everything that AI is looking up. Very, very simple resource for you, superblog.ai. You already have about 36 value driven content piece topics ready, 12 for each ECP for the next couple of months. I just want you to go to superblog.ai, link it to your uh, website, and start writing SEO driven articles for each of those topics. The tool itself will help you do everything. You just need to put content together. It'll tell you the SEO best practices, it'll explain all of it to you, it'll do the hosting, so you actually don't have to hit your head over it. This is one of the cheapest ways for you to get your growth engine started. There will come a time later where you will have someone managing SEO, AEO for you, GPT search for you. This is where you get really started with what you have to do. Okay, so 100% use this because it's a very easy to produce and set up growth engine. It does take time to set up, so the sooner you start, the better it is for you. The next is paid ads. Now you do have, frameworks for paid ads. You also have Flickly, which is the resource I shared when we were discussing step 1. You can test out a lot of those ads in Flickly. You can also test out the ads across various platforms. You already have the 12 messages for each ECP that you can test out. I do believe paid ads should ideally come a little later, once you are ready with a brand building approach already, because I do believe that starting paid ads too soon as a primary growth engine doesn't allow you to build a brand that is very strong. So I will highly recommend against it in the beginning to build the brand. Then you have sales, and in the case of consumer and consumer tech, reach out to the Refer Us team, best in the country for referral marketing for consumer brands, and pair it with micro influencer content building and target your users in that manner. Let organic UGC content start to build, and make sure that you focus on the referral engine. Even if you're sending free products to someone, don't ask them to just tag, ask them to put up a story, put up a referral link, so that everything drives sales. You have to drive sales via everything. The next is virality. This is really the fourth one. Now, virality you can engineer, you can't assure. And the way to ensure quality virality is to keep putting in quantity content. So SEO you've already started, paid ads you're working on, referral you're working on with micro influencers. The system is starting to get set up, right? I'm happy to go in detail. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. This setup of each of these in detail is what I support my clients with my agency work, where we do 2 to 3 to 6 month projects, get in, set up the whole system, and get out for our clients. But this is what you really need to do. I am giving you my playbook. I don't want to complicate something that isn't that complicated. It is a playbook. Set up, set up, set up. Okay, now let's look at Kickstart. What all do you need to do? Now, in when I talk about these Kickstarts, you may not be able to do all of them, and that's perfectly fine. Identify what works best for you given the resources that you have, and go ham on them while setting up your growth engines. Your Kickstarts can't be done in isolation without the growth engine setup. Everything should come back. So you share this with friends and colleagues. The referral engine should kick in. You reach out to targeted strangers. You're building content, you're building virality, you're building it with SEO. So do that. Go pitch them where they hang. This is from Thursday. It used to be a dating app, and now I think it's a dating community. But it was great. They used to have the app for dating was only open on Thursday, so you could set up the date only on a Thursday, basically. And they would go all out in public and do the weirdest shit ever to grab attention from people, and that was really where they kept pitching people to go on a date on a Thursday, right? So you want to do interesting things. Then you enlist influencers. And the way to do influencer marketing, like, I have a lot of thoughts on it, and that's for another time. But at this point, what you want to do is spread your message, spread your brand, give them your referral link, reach out to them, build that as an engine for yourself. Then you get press. This is a Vogue article from my previous startup. We were covered for free. Vogue featured us. And one thing I want you to pay attention to press, at least in the early days of your startup, is that journalists are bombarded with interesting content all the time, plus paid content all the time. You want to get free press. And if that's the case, you have to do some whack shit. When I say whack shit, it has to be some insane business idea that no one has done before. It has to be some crazy polarizing feedback that you've given on something. Just today, I was looking at the Refer Rush founder who posted about how difficult it is in India to comply with all the requirements the government has to build startups. And now that has been picked up by a news channel. A couple of days ago, this creator, Anahis Patel, who is at NYU Stern now, spoke about or spoke against, in fact, Nikhil Kamat's comment on it being stupid or idiotic to get an MBA, and she was covered in the press, right? So you have to do things that are out of the box to get covered by the press organically. You have to give them something that they are very excited about. If you have more questions, please put them in comments below. I'm very passionate about organic reach in this manner, or organic PR, and there are just so many ways to do this. But you have to also do it right. You can't be boring. Like, the only people who get attention, who get that fame, who get that press, is people who are not scared of being out of the box, not scared of being seen, not scared of being considered a little cringy also, maybe at times. But it's fine, because you do get the attention, and that's what you need to get press. Okay. You need to create viral content. I honestly think it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's definitely not my cup of tea. So this is the first one is from Naughty Dough, a brand that Niharika Bhalla started. It's a cookie brand from Lucknow, and she had the most iconic content marketing that she did. If you get a chance, go to Naughty Dough, look at this video. It was a video of their first order on Zomato, and it's the Zomato guy is coming in like Rahul from Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, walking in, and her mom is bringing him in, and very happy about it. The second example is Goat Life's founder, who did a public challenge that they want to hit 1,000 orders on Blinkit on any given day, or in that month, basically. And they did some whack shit offline and put it together online, obviously. I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea. It also is very expensive. You need to have a muscle for content creation. I definitely don't have that. So see if this is something you cannot do. All of these kickstarts, by the way, are things that you may decide that some of them don't apply to you. So you want to be careful about what you actually pick up and go all in on it. The goal is not, again, I'm repeating, the goal is not to pick all of these up and do some half-assed job. The goal is to pick 3 or 4 of these up, do a great job at it, and let your growth engines kickstart for yourself. Then you want to get physical placements, right? So you might be at exhibitions, you might be at events, you might throw a crazy party, which we'll come at later, but you might be part of a crazy party. This is when I was building my startup, and I did a exhibition with a beauty aggregator back then and made the stall very interesting. So much so that I have also done workshops on crafting memorable offline experiences across the sales funnel for Mesa School of Business. Actually, that's a course I've taught. The final thing is host a kick-ass party, host a banging party the way Tinder does. If you have that kind of bandwidth, if you have that kind of budget. Something going viral recently is this no shadi events that people have started hosting and brands have started hosting. It's really interesting. Now again, it doesn't have to be a successful party if thousands of people show up, right? Maybe you host a party with 50 people and do that really well. Use that opportunity to create a lot of content, tell people about it, and make your product go viral that way. You have to be creative with this. The point of these kickstarts is that I've given you these categories in which you can use to kickstart, but you have to be very creative in how you actually do them. Okay, so let's put it all together now. Now that you've understood what all of these are, I have given some examples. I have given your takeaway questions that you should answer yourself. I've also put in what each of these is ideal for. Select what you like, click yes, put in your strategy, and put in your success metrics or KPIs. How will you measure that that has worked or not worked? Okay, so that you can work towards some outcome. In these, I would love for you to, start looking at setting up systems for each of them. Be a lot more productive and thoughtful in how you set up those systems. But I want to assure you that it is possible to actually do it, right? Yeah, so that's what you want to do. This is really your growth framework. Now, one thing very important, right? We have actually not discussed each of these in any of these steps, but you would have noticed that it's exactly these channels. End of the day, these are the four ways someone can actually find you in your stakeholder mining. So you want to put them here so that it's clear for you, and you want to put them here in how they discover your ECP. And once all of that is done, go to your GTM canvas and put it in your channels. You want to look at those that you can repeatedly keep doing and the ones that actually can help you scale. Okay. So this is the GTM canvas. I am going to come back to this in the next and final video. We are at the far end. As always, put in your questions in the comments, and I will obviously answer all of them. Thank you very much.